Live at the temperature-controlled NRG Stadium in Houston, where the energy for this 2026 World Cup matchup is already reaching a boiling point. These Group F standings have the tournament in shock. Sweden sits in first place with 3 points after a massive 5-1 win over Tunisia. Meanwhile, the Netherlands are stuck on just 1 point, reeling after blowing a late lead to tie Japan. That result has created a dire situation for the Dutch. This squad is loaded with individual quality, but a failure to win today could realistically end their World Cup run before the final group game. Sweden is in a much more comfortable position. Because of their goal differential, even a draw would likely be enough to secure their spot as group leaders. This sets up a classic tournament clash, a historic giant with their backs against the wall, facing an underdog team with all the momentum. This flipped dynamic in the standings forces us to rethink the matchup. A game that looked predictable on paper a week ago has turned into a volatile showdown where the pressure is entirely on the Dutch. For anyone making a prediction today, the dilemma is whether to trust the Dutch pedigree to eventually shine through or to ride the wave of the Swedish attack. There are 2 ways to look at this on the board: picking a straight moneyline winner or predicting if the total goals will go over or under the line. Finding actual value in these odds requires us to look past the team names and focus on how the managers are setting up their players. We're looking at a strategic showdown between Ronald Koeman's possession-heavy style and Graham Potter's direct Swedish counterattack. Comparing these 2 conflicting styles provides a clearer picture of which outcome is actually supported by the tactical data. Ronald Koeman's strategy is built around an aggressive high-press formation, designed to pin the opponent deep in their own half. As this diagram shows, the Dutch fullbacks push way up the pitch to flood the attack, creating a numerical advantage that most defenses can't handle. When it works, it's lethal. Cody Gakpo has become a tournament machine, scoring the first goal in 3 of his last 4 matches. They also have the depth of Memphis Depay, their all-time leading scorer, who provides a constant threat whenever the ball enters the final third. However, there is a major trade-off. With fullbacks so high, the Dutch are incredibly vulnerable to counterattacks the moment possession breaks down in the midfield. When they lose the ball, they leave massive gaps on the wings that the remaining defenders simply cannot cover in time. The Dutch offensive quality guarantees goals, but their structural shape makes them a very risky team to trust defensively. Sweden's manager, Graham Potter, has implemented a 3-1-4-2 system specifically designed to exploit those exact spaces behind the Dutch fullbacks. They play vertical soccer, which means skipping slow build-up and firing direct passes to the strikers as soon as they win the ball. Alexander Isak is the engine for this system. He uses his elite pace to stretch defenses, coming off a 1-goal, 2-assist performance against Tunisia. His partner, Viktor Gyökeres, is in the best form of his career, with 14 goals in his recent international run. But just like the Dutch, Sweden has a fatal flaw. They are almost incapable of keeping the ball out of their own net. This chart tracks their defensive reliability. They have conceded a goal in 12 consecutive international matches. In fact, Graham Potter has not recorded a single clean sheet in his 7 games in charge. Sweden's tactical setup is essentially a mirrored version of the Dutch strategy. They are built to outscore their problems, not solve them. The overall flow of this game will be physically settled in the midfield engine. Frankie de Jong will try to use his passing range to dictate a slow, methodical rhythm and keep the ball away from the Swedish forwards. That approach requires massive stamina. If the Dutch midfielders tire late in the game, they won't stop the fresh legs of a Swedish counterattack. The most important micro-battle on the pitch is Viktor Gyökeres going toe-to-toe with Virgil van Dijk. Gyökeres doesn't just crash into defenders. He looks to spin away and run into deep space behind a flat defensive line. This neutralizes Van Dijk's aerial dominance, forcing the Dutch captain into a foot race he may not win against Gyökeres' movement. If Van Dijk overcommits to stopping that run, the entire center channel opens up for Alexander Isak to score. Whether it's methodical Dutch possession or rapid Swedish vertical runs, the winner of this physical matchup will dictate the final score. Looking at both tactical setups side by side, it's a matchup where attack remains the primary form of defense for both managers. This history chart shows the trend. 5 of their last 6 meetings have seen both teams score. Given the structural issues in both backlines, the over 2.5 goals prediction is supported by both the current form and historical results. When it comes to picking an outright winner, elite squad depth becomes the deciding factor over a full 90 minutes. The Netherlands possess the firepower and rotational pieces to outlast a shaky Swedish defense late in the game. We're predicting a 2-1 victory for the Dutch. Who do you have winning this match? Drop your Netherlands or Sweden prediction in the comments below, and subscribe for daily World Cup analysis.